welcome back to our second episode. Um, I decided to make a second episode because, it wasn't as much hype as I was expecting on the first episode, but it was enough to where I felt like it was enough to make a second episode, and I might keep on going, just because it was kind of fun for me to make it, and I enjoyed building this building, and I have other buildings like this in mind, and other things that I can't stream and things that would just look cooler on YouTube. And so I thought, I'll come back and do it. um, and yeah, so I think I'll definitely come back and do some more vids. I have improved my quality of or well, I've learned from some of my mistakes on my previous video. As you might have noticed in the editing process, some things kind of got changed and not quite to the quality level I was hoping it to be. So this time I promised I have fixed the solution or the issues to those problems, and I have solutions to them. And so I'm almost positive that won't happen again. But yeah, so without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so as you might have seen in the flyover, snow is coming. It is coming to the server. It is getting colder in the months. Um, it's still kind of summer, but it's getting colder. And snow is arriving to our mountain, and it's something that I've been working on the side, and we might work on it in recording, or we might work on it on stream. I don't know. It's a project I've been holding off for a while now, and I've been wanting to start having snow arrive on the mountains. So we will see if that is indeed going to be done today. But I have other projects in mind that I want to do for today. One of which is to do another build, not like a mega build like this one was, but somewhat smaller, and it's going to be a little bit more commercialized rather than this big industrial building like this is. And as you might have noticed, I fixed the door, so it's less annoying, and it looks way more aesthetically pleasing. I've also done some things on the inside as well, but nothing crazy. I still need to do a lot of work on making it more detailed, and obviously you just saw the golem, so they're still spawning there. And yeah, so let's see. So yeah, you can see that he's still here. He's still kind of farting around, but I got rid of this ugly thing before and just kind of replaced it with a pipe, so it looks a little better. And then I also did some golem spawning thing, because apparently they were spawning up there, which is really annoying, because it would prevent them from, it would just mess up the whole system when there's golems here. So yeah, see, they're still finding ways of spawning. I think it's actually on these doors, because I don't see where, because that guy just spawned. Yeah, I think he spawned on that door. Okay, I'll have to fix that. But yeah, so, and this car is almost oxidized. It's really close. Oh, and I got a new plugin, invisible item frames. You don't see it. So you don't see the lights. It's really nice. And so yeah, let's go check out the snow that's arriving. And so I think what I've done so far looks great. But I kind of ran out of snow. And so I do need a lot more. And this is for a secret project, but I won't. I'll show it maybe later. We'll see. But yeah, it looks really neat. And then we've got the big pipe that I was starting to work on, I think last episode, and I finished it to where it's coming out to here, and then we've got this really cool looking waterfall coming down from the mountain. Having some very realistic appearances. Oh, and I have another treat for you, and I spent a lot of time on this. I really did. I spent at least a day, IRL hours, like close to about like 8 to 9 hours fooling around with this mechanism. But I finally finished the living room so that it, has a little bit more aesthetics. And I finished the study, which I really like how the study turned out because it's got this, again, this invisible item frame thing, some candles. Really looks like a study. But check this out. So we now have the elevator. And so the mechanism for this was a bit challenging, and I still need to work out some of the kinks in it. But the idea is I walk over this thing, and I walk over these pressure plates, and it pushes it back up to the top where it then hides the elevator. And then to call it, I simply press this button. This is the kinks I think I was having problems with because it wasn't coming back down. And so, yeah, I still need to work on that, I guess. But so it was working. This thing was working, and then I think it broke at some point. I don't know what happened. But let's see here. How did this happen? So we've got. Let's see. So the idea is that I set it up to where it has sticky piston that pushes this redstone block down and activates this redstone. And I tried doing much more creative redstone wiring and stuff, but that was literally the best thing I could come up with that actually seemed to be working. Again, I don't know why it's not working now. Oh, I know why. Oh, yeah, this was the problem. I know why. So one of the things I noticed earlier was that with this is that if I have the book already, because I have it set to where it emits a redstone signal when I turn to page 3 in the book. If I have it already set to being at page 3, it's getting a double redstone signal. So if I turn it back to page 1, yeah, it's going to go back down again. So a little bit. So yeah, I need to come up with a better system than this lectern. Something that's a little bit more seclusive. I was thinking maybe a skulk sensor, but we'll see. So let me just activate that so it'll go back up. Okay. But yeah, so I finished the elevator, and I still have work to do on the Bat Cave's lighting, but I really got carried away with this elevator, and I think it's really something. It's so cool. And then, oh yeah, and I showed this on stream actually, but I did finish off the sorting system, and then I kind of goofily added some heads in that I had to some of these villagers just for funsies. And so, yeah, you can see this is all the like leaf building and terraforming grass stuff and you name it. And then also on stream we went and found a deep dark and got Swift Sneak, although I don't think I showed the Swift Sneak on stream. But yeah, and we got some new music as well, and pretty much we have all the rare musics, so it's pretty cool. Let's see, so not a whole lot of iron in here, but I moved up all the iron from the chest downstairs, and pretty much cleaned out most of the leftover chests that are left around. So we've got what's left of the the deep slate, which is a lot. And so I farmed up some sand recently, things like that. So not any snow. I'm lacking on snow. Too much dirt. I have way too much. I've got 4 double chests. Pretty decent amount of cobblestone. It's just leftover stuff. Let's see. So yeah, you can see all the, because we are now on 1.19. You can see all the sulk and the skulk stuff, and you name it. So we've got pretty much everything. So bamboo, which is one of the things we're actually going to address today, because there isn't enough bamboo. for my smelting facilities and things like that. And that's what we're gonna work on, is making a bamboo farm as well as a building that will do what we need it to do. So yeah, a bunch of arrows, pretty decent amount of andesite, not a lot of netherrack, but you know, lots of nether brick stairs and other stuff like that for our house. Decent amount of sugarcane, decent amount of bone meal, lots of dyes, and I've finally set up a sort of a decent wool farm because there's such demand for wool, it seems like, with all my builds. So I kind of have been getting decent amounts of white wool that I can then dye. And then not a lot of gunpowder. That's another thing I want to set up in the future. I don't think I'll do that today. I was planning on actually doing that. This episode was making a gunpowder farm, but I think just with time constraints in the video, I probably won't do that. And then so we've got spruce leaves, so lots and lots of spruce leaves. There's no shortage of spruce leaves for more trees out front. Lots of oak wood, not a lot of spruce wood. Spruce wood's kind of hard to farm. Well, kind of. It's not too hard actually, but you know. And then, oh yeah, we got a wither head from when we were fighting the 2 withers on stream. And I mean, my goodness, that was such a sweet wither farm. We've got 39 wither roses just from killing 2 withers. And you know, I mean, I can spawn one more if I want to. So it's insane. So I mean, I think it's pretty loaded. So yeah, we've got lots and lots of stuff. Yeah, I think so. I will get started on the first thing that I plan on doing today. Actually, let me go ahead and sleep so I can sleep away the night. Okay, so... Oh, there's a creeper right there. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can snipe this guy. How did he get there? I thought I spawn-proofed everything. There we go. Yeah, I thought I put a bunch of... That's weird. He didn't even drop... Oh, no, he did. Sweet. Gunpowder. So, I think for... today, we'll kind of tidy up this area a bit. And so, I'm going to go off and... You know, because this I'm waiting for all this stuff to oxidize, because this is for our next build, is that we're going to have a bunch of oxidized copper as a part of it. There's still a lot left to oxidize, and you know, I'll come back once I feel like it's oxidized enough, and once I've farmed up enough materials to finish off this walkway here. You know, because I farmed up enough blackstone for this, but I definitely need more coal blocks. So yeah, and I will come back once I have everything. Okay, interesting side note. So I noticed while I was doing the spectate cam in the video 1, and some of the footage I've already recorded so far now, is that when I'm like kind of flying, or when I'm doing the cinematic build and stuff like that, like my character kind of looks like a wasp as I do now. It's kind of cool, like with how the cape sort of is shaped, it looks like a wasp. I mean, depending on how you feel about wasps, it can be a good and a bad thing, you know. Personally, I'm not a fan of them, but you know, it's up to you. But anyways, I have all the materials needed to finish off this stuff. I've got lots of coal, and I put in a new beacon, so it's kind of nice. So it should help us build it a little faster. I still need to make it bigger because it kind of ends right here, so not super effective. But yeah, I think I have enough by now. enough to finish it. So without further ado, I will begin. we finished our second building. So kind of as I mentioned earlier, it's somewhat a little bit more kind of restaurant, commercialized kind of thing. That's what the front of this is supposed to be, is a nice sort of trendy bar where you can have live acts of people going up here singing on stage, things like that, and then have some nice seating arrangements. You know, you can sit up here. It's like kind of a bar and grill esque. So we got a refrigerator back here. You know, a stove top, just the really basic stuff that a kitchen has. Doesn't have a sink. I just realized that. I just forgot to add a sink. So it needs a sink, obviously. But yeah, it's a nice trendy bar in the first level, and then the second level, I will show in a little bit, is where I will have a I am totally spacing here. We'll have the bamboo farm. So yeah, we'll have a bamboo farm, and we'll set it up to where it's going through the system. I'm not sure how I'll hide it, but I'll find a way. Maybe have like an external pipe or something coming out the building, making it look kind of cool. And then obviously I have to texturize the back here because it's kind of boring. But I made this purposely blank because I figured I'd put another building here. I'm not sure what at the moment. Maybe like a cactus or a sugar cane or something like this building, that like kind of matches in and things like that. And you know, different style, but like maybe, and is maybe a little shorter than this. This building doesn't need to be quite so tall. You know, and things like that. But I think my next build will probably be like a firework factory. Oh, look at that! There's a skeleton horse. Check that out. Oh, jeez! That scared the heck out of me. What the heck? No. What in the world? What is going on here? Oh my gosh. I actually have a skeleton horse. This is crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna be back with a saddle. Hang on. This is so cool. Okay, so I'm back. I've got a saddle. This is crazy. There's a second one there too if I want to. But yeah. I think I'll ride this up to the stable maybe. So side note, we had a lightning strike a couple of times when I was doing the build, and it burnt this thing down. So I'm gonna have to turn off fire. Not fire. Turn off the whole fire expansion thing, or you know, fire spreading. Seriously, I'm lucky it didn't burn down more of the forest. Because it burnt down a lot. There was like at least, you could see at least 3 trees here. 3 trees that I built by hand. So it's gonna take me a good hour to fix this. So yeah, that was kind of, oops. Yeah, a little accidental. But anyways, I'm gonna ride this horse back up to the stable, or well, stable, the garage. Maybe I can hitch him to something? I don't know. Will he stay here? Doesn't appear to be moving around. Well, whatever. It's just one saddle, honestly. I've got so many saddles. I can, get rid of it if I want to. I don't really care if I lose it. But, so yeah, I think I will get on with the time lapse of making the sugarcane, bamboo farm inside the upper two levels here that I've kind of blacked out with what looks like curtains almost, or my attempt at making it look like curtains. I'll fill that with a bamboo farm, and then we can have it sent out through the system and not keep running out of fuel, because that'll be really nice. The next building, probably on episode 3, if I decide to do episode 3, which I think I will. I'm enjoying doing this little series. It's fun. And I think on episode 3, I'll probably put a new giant building here. That's like a gunpowder farm, because my gunpowder farm design is a little too big for this space. Because I'm going to need something a little smaller that I can fit in this tiny little compacted space. Maybe like a concrete machine, or I don't know, something interesting here. Maybe I could just make this into just a general shop. It doesn't have to be a farm. It could just be a building like this one that's got a practical thing, that's got a decoration thing below it, and then something practical up above. There's lots of options here. Or maybe I can make part of this a parking lot. Who knows? I'll think of something, something creative, and hopefully I'll have YouTube comments fixed, so you guys can actually comment and suggest ideas, and just in general talk about the videos and tell me how I can improve or make it better, or you get the picture. And so yeah, without further ado, I will begin. So post-editing me here. So we won't be including the bamboo farm time lapse. 2 reasons. One is that it had it had the same problems as the first episode did with recording the factory back here, where the screen got smaller, and so and then another reason is because we were running out of time on the video, and there was actually some stuff I had to cut as well, from just building the building time lapse, and so I just didn't have enough time, and I thought, it just isn't worth adding in and trying to videotape it for 5 minutes or less than that probably, and so I decided just to not include it altogether. So sorry about the confusion. It is there. I will probably feature it on Twitch or something like that later on. So if you want to check it out, see how I designed it, I'll feature it on Twitch probably. So anyways, back to the vid. Yeah, what a cool build. It really turned out quite well. I had to change some things than I originally planned, like moving the curtains on the outside instead of the inside, which kind of sucked, but it works. It works for what I need it to do. But yeah, the bottom floor is kind of like this cool bar area with a stand-up acting place, for people to do shows and things like that, and then some really cool seats just to watch and chill out and things like that. But yeah, we finally finished it. It looks really, really cool. Yeah, so I think just FYI, I did move recently, and so I probably won't be doing quite as many uploads as I did before, because I don't have as good of an internet connection where I'm at. It's still good enough to where I can join the server and do things and stuff like that, but recording the cinematics is going to be harder because I'm not going to be near another computer aside from this one, where I can kind of do that. And so it might be a little bit longer. So just let you know. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And yeah, I will see you next time. Goodbye.